Okay, hi, this is a lesson on argumentative essay. Alright, so this question is actually in our manual. Alright, you can actually find this question in our manual. So today, the argumentative essay topic that we will be discussing on as an example will be this multiple intelligence theory, whether or not it should be used to define intelligence. So first of all, before we start writing an argumentative essay, normally I would encourage students to come up with a table like that so that they can list down all the pro ideas and the con ideas. So pro ideas will be ideas that will support the topic, and con idea will be going against this theory. All right, so let's get started. Okay, let's look at the argumentative essay structure. All right, so this slide is also available. It's on blank space. All right, so the overview, argumentative essay is actually a 5 paragraph essay. So it consists of the introduction, body paragraph 1 or main idea 1, body paragraph 2 or main idea 2, and then con plus refutation, and the last one is the conclusion. All right, so let's look at this argumentative essay. This is a sample of the argumentative essay, which has five paragraphs. So this one that you are looking at here now, this is the introduction. This is body paragraph 1, or we call it main idea 1. This is body paragraph 2 or main idea 2. And this one, the longest one, is the con plus refutation paragraph. And this one here is the conclusion. All right. So let us look at the introduction first. So in the introduction, we have 3 elements here that we need to follow, and is in logical sequence order. So the first one that we have to write is a hook, followed by background information, followed by thesis statement. Okay, now let's us look at what a hook is. A hook is basically to catch the reader's attention and make the reader want to read on. Okay, essays begin with good hooks because a writer is often judged within the first few sentences. So if your hook is boring, no one will want to read your essay. Alright, so typically there are 5, alright, 5 hooks. The first one here is a surprising statistic hook. You actually start off with a very surprising statistics. For example, this one is an example. Over 90% of males in Sunway College admitted to secretly enjoying the music of Justin Bieber and to admiring his hair. So a surprising statistic, you will be putting in a figure, numbers, a percentage. Alright? After that, the next one is a question. You open with a question. For example, you ask a question right at the start of the introduction. Can you think of anything more fun than blowing a bubble? Right? So this is a question. Next, you open with a surprising or shocking statement that will shock people. Love hurts. There will not be any numbers or anything like that. Right? It's different from surprising statistics. Statistics, there will be numbers, but statement is just words. Okay, next is an anecdote. Anecdote means it's a short story. So this is an example. Ever since I could remember, I've been unlucky with dogs. So anecdote, short story. And finally, open with a famous quote. A famous quote will be something that a famous person has said. For example, Shakespeare once asked, to be or not to be. That is a question. And we also have another hook. We call it declarative. Declarative hooks are just normal hooks where you start introducing the topic just like that. Okay, very simple hooks. All right. Now let us get back to this introduction. As said earlier, the hook, after that background information and thesis statement. So what do I mean by this? Let's look at an example. All right, back to this essay here. All right, this essay, they started the essay with a hook, which is a question. What exactly is intelligence? And then after this hook, all of this is actually background information. It talks about intelligence and how Gardner actually proposed the multiple intelligences. And then finally, if you look at this last sentence, starting for even though right until this contradicting here, this is a thesis statement. Okay, So if you read this, even though Howard Gardner's theory is appealing, multiple intelligences should not be used. So in a thesis statement, you will pick a stand whether you are supporting or going against the theory. So for this essay, should not be used. So she is going against this theory. Not be used to define intelligence because the theory itself, the first main idea, lacks evidentiary support or proof, is tedious to be if it were to be implemented in schools, the second main idea, and the third main idea, the third reason why, it is difficult to assess, thus contradicting. So this is an introduction. Okay, you start with a hook. This is a question, background information, and then thesis statement. Thesis statement, okay, refers to the fact that you need to pick a stand and you actually state out three main ideas. Alright, so this is the introduction. Alright, let's look at main idea 1 or body paragraph 1. Okay, and also main ideas 2 and body paragraph 2. I'll explain this together because they are very similar in nature. The format is exactly the same. So if you look at this main idea 1 or body paragraph 1 and 2, okay, you will notice that they will start with topic sentence, okay, and then followed by evidence. Alright, so typically a body paragraph consists of number 1, topic sentence, evidence that consists of statistics, facts, explanation, and examples. All these we also call them supporting sentences. So these supporting sentences have to support your topic sentence or your main idea. And then there's another one here, which is what we call concluding sentences. Alright, so now let us look at an example. If you look at this example, Howard Gardner sparked interest amongst few psychologists like Jerome Bruner when he introduced MI, but clearly without proven experimental validity. If you look at the thesis statement again, which is here, multiple should not be used because the theory itself lacks evidentiary support or proof. So this is actually the same as this. Lack proven experimental validity. So lack proof. So the first main idea that you mention here, you will come down to the first body paragraph. The second main idea that you use here, which is tedious to be implemented, if you look at the second paragraph, it is here. Besides, implementing MI in education will prove to be a great task, even tedious and challenging. So the second main idea will come down in the second body paragraph, and the third main idea will come down in the third body paragraph. For the first and second body paragraph, this is the topic sentence where you state the first main idea and you state the second main idea. These are topic sentences. All the rest that follows, starting from here in his book, he stated, and all this, okay, they are called supporting sentences, evidence. Okay, we look at this, Lynn Waterhouse, according to a very analytical review by Lynn Waterhouse in 2006, there weren't any published studies which supported the validity of the theory. So this one is actually a fact, and then there are explanations and also examples here. Finally, if you look at this, therefore it is clear that MI has no proof supporting its theory at all. This is a concluding sentence. So first and second body paragraph will employ the same format. If you look at the second body paragraph, it is the same. All these 22 students and all a teacher cannot teach, and all these are supporting sentences. Only at the end, this is the topic sentence. The first sentence will always be the topic sentence, and the last one, concluding sentence, and whatever that's in between are supporting sentences. So a body paragraph has this format. Topic sentence or your main idea as the first sentence, and then followed by supporting sentences, alright, and then a concluding sentence. Alright, now let's look at the fourth body paragraph. It is also known as the con-refutation paragraph. So in the con-refutation paragraph, first of all, you need to state your opponent's view, the opposing view. So if you're writing pros, you will state the con idea. If you're writing for con, you will state the pro idea. After that, only you will state your own main idea, the third main idea, followed by supporting sentences and then a concluding sentence, the same structure. Alright, now let's look at an example. Okay, back to this essay again. if you look at this, some gullible few might argue MI is a broader, more inclusive definition of intelligence because it covers 8 different types of it, thus making it a more suitable definition of intelligence. So this essay, this essay is to disagree with the notion of making MI as a to define intelligence, but this one here is favoring MI. So the first sentence of your fourth paragraph must be an opponent's point of view. After that, the second sentence, which starts from this supposition, is false because MI is hard to access and contradictory to its own theory. This one here is your own main idea, where you actually wrote it in your thesis statement, okay, which is the last main idea, difficult to access, thus contradicting. So this supposition false, hard to access, and contradictory in its own theory. So back to this slide, if you notice, you have to put your opponent's point of view, then only your own main idea. After that, as usual, you will actually write supporting sentences, which are actually evidence, like statistics, facts, explanations, and examples to support your main idea. So all these are supporting sentences. Alright? Starting from here, this shows that not only the theory is imperfect, as no guidelines were specified, making it hard to assess and validate, it also debunks itself. So this is a concluding sentence. The function of a concluding sentence is just to reinforce your main idea. Alright? Finally, let's look at the conclusion. In the conclusion, all you need to do is just to restate the importance of your issue. Basically, you are restating the thesis statement, but you cannot copy and paste from your thesis statement. You need to paraphrase it. Alright, you paint a picture of the world depicting what would happen if your argument is or is not implemented. So ultimately and conclusively, the theory MI proves to have a clear lack of support. So can you see, previously you say lack of proof, now you say lack of support. So this, you paraphrase it, you cannot copy paste. It is difficult fit to be implemented in our education system. See, again paraphrase, and it's hard to access as well as self contradictory. Okay, so this is again paraphrase from this last sentence here of the first of your introduction, which is the thesis statement. So the thesis statement will always be the last sentence of the introduction, and it has to be one sentence only. So this is an argumentative essay. Alright, thank you guys.